I was told those are amazing boilers, and I'm not that impressed. Look at that. Whoa. Today we are with Peter in Wallingham. We've got this massive house to install a new boiler in. And that's a cylinder we're gonna be installing. High gain cylinder with a bigger coil, paired on hot water priority with Viessmann W100. So we've got an existing CDI classic heat only that's been leaking condense inside, corroding the case. So that was the solution for it. So you can see the condense leak perfectly leaks onto the gas pipe. We also have two vented cylinders that we will swap into one 200 liters high gain unvented cylinder from Joule. Look at that. Whoa. And today we're completely fine sludging this boiler up. Goes anyway. We're gonna spend all day flushing this system, it's just too big. Let me show you where the cylinders are. 15 meters away from the boiler, so I have to run new main supply from the boiler location to here. Take those two cylinders out and put an unvented cylinder here. If you look there, over there, you can see we can pull the pipework through that roof space. Hopefully we can. So when it comes to pipework on heat only, there's only flow and return to connect on top. I also have a pressure gauge there because I'm gonna seal the system, so there'll be a remote feeling loop by the hot water cylinder, but it's nice to know what the pressure is by the boiler as well. I will have to go to the loft. So, expansion vessel, RoboKit feeling loop. That handle here, I'll take it off. So that's just for servicing, that valve there. Not sure how you take it out. Lifts up, but is that all? There you go. Awesome design of Viessmann that I already destroyed. I think the trouble is it was stuck. It should be glued to this part, but it was stuck. There's still adhesive on the case here. Okay, the boiler's wired in temporarily, just on an S-Plan Plus, not hot water priority yet. So I just wired external pump and switched live coming from the zone valves. We've got sealed system now, we have to fill the system with water. And yeah, it's gonna take an hour to fill this system, vent the radiators and commission it, at least an hour. Seems there are no leaks on the system, so that's quite good. Pressure on the boiler, so we can see on the pressure gauge, there's pressure, so it's time to turn it on.
Next morning,
I've cut out part of the ceiling and I've got my copper pipework 28mm pulled through. From over here, I just put 3 meters, crimp it, 3 meters and crimp it again, insulated. So I have to take it from above the kitchen, across the kitchen, down in a corner, and then behind those units, all the way there to the main connection. So on this side of the house we've got 3 bathrooms. And in here we've got those Mira digital showers. And since we are connecting those showers to the mains now, we have to take those pumps out and replace them with units that just arrived. I've never installed one, and it's quite nice that they do make them, because otherwise it would be, I would have to be changing 2 shower valves and, you know, pretty much removing tiles in the shower and retiling. So that hopefully should be a pretty easy job. So those are existing pump units, one for the shower in this bathroom right there. This unit is for the next door bathroom. Again, it's a little pump in the unit and the communication cable.
thousands of tears later.
And those are old units, control units and pumps. And now those showers run on mains pressure. Plumbing part of the job is finished, all the pipework is done, and it's a high gain cylinder, so all connections are 1 inch. Flow return are 28mm pipework. Main supply is 28mm, so you've got here. I took my balanced cold to all the 3 bathrooms. So there are 3 bathrooms being fed from this cylinder, and the 4th bathroom running on Viessmann combi boiler in the other part of the property. So 4 bathrooms in total. And the reason why you're using a high gain cylinder is the fact that the recharge time on 32 kilowatt boiler, quick math in my head, it's 4.2. So heat capacity of water times 200 liters times delta T times 45 divided by the kilowatts of the boiler, 32, is going to be around 19 minutes. So 19 minutes to reheat this 200 liter cylinders from cold. However, to be able to do that, you need to set the system on what is called hot water priority, which means when cylinder thermostat calls for a heat, the central heating gets ignored and the boiler fires at maximum output to quickly recharge the cylinder. When the cylinder is satisfied, only then the boiler will revert to central heating, and will do central heating efficiently on weather compensation. So the temperature of the flow of the boiler and the output will be directly linked to the temperature outside. The warmer it is outside, the lower output of the boiler, the lower the flow temp, the colder, the higher the flow temp, the higher the output. So that's central heating, existing zone valve for ground floor, central heating for first and second floor, existing again, new bypass, and this is my 3-port valve. And as you can see, port A goes to cylinder, and that's normally closed. Port B goes to central heating, and that's normally open. And that flow from that valve then goes to those 2 heating zones. And as you've probably noticed as well, wiring is just a bit of a mess. So I'm gonna rewire this whole lot, make it nice and tidy. Just waiting for Peter to get my coffees as well. What's that? Got my coffee?
Yeah, of course.
Good boy.
Much later.
So my work in the loft in the cylinder area is done. I've tidied up the wiring, I put a new wiring center, I've provided scale protection, the pipework is insulated. I kept this wiring center because I had to extend the cables coming from the boiler, those 2 were too short, but now they go to this new wiring center right here, and I moved both nests to that area as well. All I have left to do is to connect weather comp and put that somewhere. It's a Wi-Fi module because this boiler is not supplied with Wi-Fi module. The manuals are not very clear. It's very frustrating, this Viessmann boiler. Not intuitive at all. Even Ideal can make a boiler where they've got connections that are clearly marked what they are. I was told those are amazing boilers, and I'm not that impressed. I'm not impressed being sent all those add-on boxes, hot water demand boxes, and it's quite loud as well for a heat only. I was hoping for a much better experience with those boilers. And I also installed a combi, same kilowatt output, 32 kilowatts at the same property. It serves other side of the property. They're both good boilers, but to me it feels like heat only is a bit of an afterthought. It does not have a Wi-Fi module built in, and a combi does. You have to pay extra £50 for a Wi-Fi module. It's not difficult to install. Once you figure it out, it's easy, granted. But you have to run the ribbon cable in a weird diagonal way across the PCB. You have to pull the connectors from the PCB to be able to put the module in. It works, it's fine. But for a boiler that costs £1,400, you would expect that module to be already in. Compared to the boilers that I install, Intergas are hot water priority out of the box. This boiler does not allow you to do that straight out of the box. You have to spend another £100 on this hot water demand box and another £50 on the weather compensator module. On top of that, this boiler does not allow you to set the flow temperature for hot water or kilowatt output for hot water. The problem right now I have with this boiler is the fact that this heats up water nicely and quickly, but it heats it up at such a high temperatures that it causes high stratification in the cylinder, and when the thermostat is set to 45 degrees on the cylinder, 1/3 of the height of the cylinder, the water comes out at 70 degrees from the top. If I was able to adjust the flow temperature on this boiler I could limit that. I could make sure that stratification, that there's less stratification in the cylinder, and you can do that on intergas. Another thing worth mentioning with the heat only is that it does not support open therm, and I could not see a connection for open therm on the boiler as well. And here is a combi W100, also 32 kilowatts, the same as the heat only boiler. So that's the original door part, and you can see no insulation on the door, sound insulation whatsoever. Same door, sound insulation. It just seems like heat only was just stripped from features for cost saving is the only thing that comes to my mind when I think about it. Is it really worth saving 5 quid on a foam insulation? Because the client is quite particular. He has seen this boiler already. When he saw the door on heat only, he was like, oh, hold on, there's something missing, doesn't look like the other boiler. I guess it's not very often that you have combi and a heat only at the same property. But when you do, you can tell immediately that one of those boilers has been stripped of a lot of features. What is your experience with the company? What is your experience with installing those boilers? Because I know there's a lot of installers that swear by Viessmann and they love Viessmann. However, when I asked that question on plumbing forums, vast majority of installers were not very fond of the company for various reasons. So guys, whoever installs Viessmann, let me know below. Should I keep installing them or should I go back to my intergas? Thanks for watching.